wanted them out this morning. Do you have that?
You know what? Your audio is kind of choppy.
It is, huh?
Is mine?
No, you look good. You look fine. I can refresh again.
Put the recording on pause, though, so that you don't have me just all...
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And music. You hear that?
Uh-oh.
You weren't able to hear that?
No.
Why are you saying uh-oh?
Because you were frozen and I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, darn it. But you can hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. Well, the music didn't work. You want to try it again?
Whatever you want.
All right, I'll get it this way.
Okay.
Unplug this stuff. This is the best part.
It's really far away.
All right. Let's get the show going. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Tinsel Town Tonight with Ms. Meliz. I'm Melissa Reyes, and tonight I have with me Jenny Q. That's Jennifer Quinn from the Daily Q Show. Welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you so much, Melissa. I'm so glad that I'm finally here.
I know, me too. I'm so glad that you're finally here. Now, can you hear me okay?
Yes, and the audio and video is a little glitchy on Blab tonight, so you're a little delayed, but I can still hear you.
I have a feeling we'll be refreshing a lot, but that's refreshing, don't you think? A little refreshing. Why not, right?
A little bit. It's a little refreshing to refresh.
Yes, I'm just going to be my best self. This is what I'm going to be. Your best self.
Awesome. Perfect.
All right. So that's good. So I'm thrilled that you're here, and thank you so much for staying up late and for being here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, and we'll share with everybody our little backstory.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So, like you said, my name is Jennifer Quinn. I actually live in Boise, Idaho. I am the owner of youbeingsocial.com and NYO Media and Publishing LLC. And just like many people, I've gotten bitten by the live stream bug, started with Periscope and has now segued into Blab and the new audio live stream. It's more like public radio with Anchor. And of course, I'm all over Snapchat and just having way too much fun with all of it.
We are so creative. It's amazing. I think that, I don't know if everybody here knows that you've been a blogger for a really long time, and that's where I first met you was in the bloggy world, and you're so creative. And, I think that it's just a wonderful platform to blog on and to show your true self. And so you have a great personality. Tell me what your show is about, what you like to talk about, what you do on the Daily Q Show. Is it really every day?
Yeah, you know what? I'd love to answer that question, but I need to let you know that you sound a little robot-y right now.
Okay. All right. I'll do it again.
Okay. All right. Refresh. We'll just hang out.
Okay, I'm pausing.
I know. Everybody, they've got to be used to this by now. Okay.
Blab has been, so glitchy.
I like to have the music on first.
Broadcasting live from sunny California.
You hear it?
It's Tinsel Town with...
Wow, we've got gremlins, man. So welcome. This is Tinsel Town Tonight, and I'm Melissa Reyes, and I have with me Jennifer Quinn. She's Jenny Q from the Daily Q Show, Q Store, I wanted to say. Welcome, Jenny. Thank you for being here. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for the applause from the audience. You are awesome for hanging in with us. And now that we've gotten over our little technical difficulties, and I'm hopefully not doing too much max headroom, you can take it away, Jennifer. Do you like Jennifer or Jenny better?
So there's a story there.
Okay, let's do it.
Or I could just answer the question. Either one.
Just tell me a story.
Okay. So as I was growing up, my mother was adamant that I was going to be called Jennifer. She did not want it shortened to anything else. And so I was always called Jennifer. And then when I first heard of Twitter, it was in 2008, and I was watching CNN, and Rick Sanchez was on, and he said, "What are your thoughts? Tweet me at Rick Sanchez CNN." I was so excited. I'm like, what the heck is Twitter? I can actually talk to this guy who's on TV. So I opened my laptop. Twitter, okay, tweet. What does this mean? Set up a Twitter account. And I tried Jennifer. That was taken. I tried Jen. That was taken. And my husband called me Jenny Q. And I thought, I'll just use Jenny Q. What does it matter?
Right.
So I went with Jenny Q, and here we are. So 8 years later, and now that's actually my brand. And it's just funny because, my mother's probably rolling over in her grave. Bless her heart. Rest in peace. But whatever. So people are now calling me Jenny, which is fine with me. And, but I'm more used to Jen or Jennifer, but honestly, nothing's going to offend me.
Okay.
Just call me. Just call me.
As long as you call me for dinner. All right. Well, I'm with Ms. Meliz. I started my blog as Ms. Meliz, and then I started Twitter with that and tried to get it pretty much everywhere. There is another Ms. Meliz on Instagram, but it came from my nickname is Meliz, short for Melissa, but there was just too many Melissas out there, so I did it with a Z, and I like the Z because my maiden name, my last name is Lopez, and so I like writing a Z in my name. Which when I got married, I lost the Z, so now I have it again.
That's cool.
I like Z's, so yeah, and it's fun. And I have my business's name or whatever is Ms. Biz Events, so I kind of work on the Z, and it's it's like my brand before I knew that that's what it was going to be. So but it's pretty cool. And I remember you, Jennifer, from what was it, Simply Quinn, or no?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that was your blog at the time, and you were writing beautiful poetry and stories, and just a lot of personal development, and we had a lot of things in common, I think.
Yeah, it totally was just a personal blog. I just wanted a place to put personal thoughts and awarenesses that I had, and I haven't posted there since I've been on live streaming for sure, if not before that, because it wasn't like a goal. It was really just an outlet, So it's not like I said, "Oh, I'm going to blog once a week" or anything like that. Yeah. So
how did you first get into the live streaming and doing a daily show? How did that come about?
So I started on Periscope, and a couple people had told me about it, and it wasn't until I actually logged on and saw Josh Greenbaum, who's a 26-year-old live streamer in New Jersey, I believe, and it was in the middle of the night. I'm a night owl, so that's not that unusual. And I saw just this cute kid on there, and there were, I don't know how many people, 100 people in the room. I mean, there were a ton of people and watching him. And he mentioned that he did self-development. He had a self-development presentation. So we're all like going, do it, right? Commenting and doing hearts and stuff. And so he's like, really? You want me to do it? Okay, hold on. So he went and he got all the stuff ready, and he did this really cool little motivational thing. And the way the people were responding is what got me excited. Because people were really connecting, and they were sharing their stories and adding their input and, talking about what they did. And so I was just like, there's something here. And the next day I literally was calling my business associates going, you've got to get on Periscope. Everybody thought I was a little crazy. I'm always the early adopter in my circle, always about everything. I don't know why. That's just the way it is. I kind of like, I guess I have the shiny object thing or FOMO or something. And so, so I started Periscoping. I got involved with the Perry Girls, in the Perry Girls leadership, had a great time. And then Joanne Pham, who's the founder of the Perry Girls, one night she was saying, "Hey, Jen, I'm going to go on Blab. You guys should come over and join us." And so I'm like, "What is Blab?" So I hopped over there. And the first night I was just fascinated. I looked at everything. I was like, this is so cool. And the next day I said, I want to do a Blab. So I got Vincenzo Landino, who I met through Periscope, and Josh Greenbaum and Sel Jonas Martinez. I met all of them on Periscope. I'm like, you guys do a Blab with me tomorrow night. And it was either that first night or that second night. I kind of think it was the first night. I was like, I could do an interview show. I've never done one. I've never wanted to do one. I never even knew that was in me. None of the above. But I was just like, interview show, 45 minutes, interview people who've demonstrated excellence in their fields, get some good content that can really teach people and help people. And so I just started like a crazy girl, sending out invitations to be on the show. I scheduled 5 a week. In no time, I was completely exhausted. And so in 2016, I brought it down to 3 days a week. So yeah.
And what time are you usually on? Do you have a regular time slot?
I do. Normally it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 12:15 p.m. Pacific time, 3:15 p.m. Eastern. So I just do it in the middle of the day, and it's really fun. I couldn't have anticipated what it was going to be, but I have some really cool people who log on, during their lunch break, and they have lunch with me, and or they listen while they're at work or whatever. So it's really been one of the coolest experiences of my life.
That's so awesome. That's really great. So the first place that you have done this kind of daily show or 3 times a week regular show has been here at Blab. So this has been your home.
Yeah.
And what were you doing when you were on Periscope? Like, what were you promoting or what were you talking about?
I couldn't really get my rhythm on Periscope. I just was on there for fun. And the only thing that I really did regularly on Periscope is I needed workout accountability. And the last time I had been successful was in a Facebook group. So I thought, hey, what if I do that on Periscope? So every night I would do, Periscope workout accountability where people could just jump on and say, I worked out, and I'd go, yay, go you, and it was just fun and it worked. And I worked out every day for a month. Can't say that I'm still doing it, but but what it did was it gave me practice on scoping, and it gave me a reason to hop on Periscope. And Dave Shrine was one of the first people that I saw on Periscope as well. And one of the things he said that helped me so much, he said, your first 100 scopes are going to suck. So just do them. And, that was what?
Like, get them over with. Just do it.
Yeah. So it's kind of like your college education in Periscope. It's, just do it. After that, then you can worry. And so, yeah, so that's the Periscope story.
Wow. Okay. So what was your business at the time, or what was it that you mentioned, a publishing business, and what is your background, I guess, or what do you still do?
Yeah. So what I have is youbeingsocial.com. That's my primary business. And we do web design, SEO.
Is it YOU being social?
Yeah. YOU being social. Web design. Oh, thank you for putting that in there. And social media management. I'm super excited. I can't tell you what we're doing, but we're going through a rebranding. And so it's going to be not a totally different shift, but a pretty big shift in what we offer because of what I've learned through live streaming and because of what I've seen as the needs that people have. Some of my really good friends, I'm like, oh, we can really meet this need right here. So yeah, hopefully that'll come soon.
Well, for whatever reason, that makes me think about you have a live streaming guide, right? And
yes.
How did that come about?
The live streaming guide?
Similar, where you saw a need and you set it out?
Right. So my business partner, he said, "Hey, Jen, you need a download for your website." And I said, "What do you think I should do?" He said, "Do a live streaming guide." That's as much thought as went through it when it went into it. I said, "Okay, I'll do it."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, I always envy, or just appreciate the people who take the time to help other people along the way. I think that's one of the things that makes you so special, is that you're willing to help other people and show them what you do and how to do it and how to do it right, or a way that can be successful, and that's so important. I love that.
Thank you. I'm just following the example of other people that I admire, because that's what, people like Alex Kahn is one of the people that he's constantly helping other people. And I've met him. Do you know who Alex Kahn is?
I just Snapchatted with him this morning. Yes, he's great. He's got that, and he's like international man of mystery. Kind of.
Yeah. And he's such a nice guy, Melissa. I met him in New York Summit. I saw him again in San Francisco. Just such a genuine guy, wildly successful in business, long before Periscope. And now he's sharing what he knows. Just the guest on my show today, Roger, Millionaire Talk, at Millionaire Talk, or millionairetalk.com. Again, a self-made multimillionaire who now his passion is to help others do what he's done. And he's giving away all this information free. And, I don't know, that feels good to me. I mean, we still have to make a living. I don't have any problem making money as well. But I really like that in our community that we're forming in live streaming, that we help each other. That just makes sense to me.
Yeah. Well, I think that's wonderful. And, tell me more about your guests. Who stands out as somebody who you really learned from, or walked away thinking that you got more out of it than you expected?
So I'm on episode 80 something. And so 80 something guests, I would say. I'm not kidding. Every single time
everybody. Yes.
Every single guest that I have on the show, I learn something from. I walk away thinking about something a little bit differently, feeling inspired, or uplifted or energized. One that comes to mind, there are a few that have been like a surprise, only because I didn't really know much about them. And so that I was like, wow, I did not see that coming. Right. His name's Willie Gillis, and he has lost over 300 pounds. Nice. And his story is do you know him? His story is so simple and beautiful.
Snapchat. I probably followed everybody you're following or something. I don't know.
Cool. And so what I loved was the simplicity of his success. He said one day he woke up and he decided he wanted to lose weight. He said to his wife, "Hey, we should lose weight." And so then they made a decision to start exercising. So the first day they exercised 15 minutes. And then the second day they exercised 15 minutes. And then the third day they exercised 15 minutes. Like, it's that simple.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is inspiring. And now they're running marathons.
That's amazing. Really. It is. And was he on one of the TV shows for losing weight? Because there's a blabber who also had that. That's somebody else. Okay.
Right. No, he and his wife did it all on their own, just from their house. No diet, no gimmick, just cut down what they were eating and started exercising.
I'd like to do that. Well, that's how my husband and I quit smoking, if it counts for anything. It
counts for a lot.
Decided, and I stopped first, and then pretty soon he stopped, and we just never looked back. But yeah, it was just a conscious decision. When this pack's done, we're done, and that was it. And
that is awesome.
Just sticking to it, But it's challenging those things to change a habit. And try to improve your health. It's important. It's possible. It is. So, but so do you consider yourself a thought leader in business, or a motivational speaker, or what is your purpose in all of this?
That is such a good question, and I don't know that I really have an answer offhand, other than I saw this vision, for lack of a better word, and that's a little woo-woo, but I saw this vision, And I just said, this is it. Just do this and do this until you see what the next step is. And so that's where I am right now. That's what I'm doing right now. So I don't really have a title for it other than I'm just going the next step. And so like one thing that's coming up that has come from all this is Ms. Candy Blog, who's actually here right now. Mm-hmm. She and I met on Periscope. Then we met in New York City. Then we saw each other again in San Francisco, and we just really connected. And we've been noticing that, and not just through our observations, but through the observations of other women in live streaming that they share with us, that the live streaming experience is very different for women than it is for men. Really? The issues are different. Yeah, the issues are different. The emotional impact is different. The way we go about it is different. And so she and I are starting a Blab show on this Thursday called Ladies Who Live Stream.
There's the link.
Where we talk about the issues. And there she is. Boom. So the reason behind it is just to have a place where women can come, we can talk about it, we can validate, we can affirm, we can share, we can grow, we can get different perspectives, because recently I was on the phone with a fellow Periscoper who I mentioned something. I'm not going to say it here because I want to save it for our show, but I mentioned something, and because I want to have her on as a guest. So I said something and she said, but think about it this way. And when she said it, a light bulb went off. I went, I never even thought about it that way. That is so perfect,
Oh,
and so
come and see that. Yeah. You have to end work early because I work a full-time job, like regular hours. So that why 3 o'clock is kind of hard for me, but it sounds really.
Well, this show's in the evening though, Melissa.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right. Duh. It's a different show. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific. So it's the same time as this show, but it's Thursday night.
Oh, perfect.
Is that right? No. Yeah, 7 p.m. Pacific. Okay. At first I thought, no, wait, maybe that's wrong, but no, that's right.
Oh, good. Okay. That sounds really good. Are you, do you consider yourself a podcast, or do you syndicate to a podcast with your shows?
Not yet, because first of all, I don't have the skill set to do that. And I haven't slowed down enough to develop it. Also, and this, I don't know if this is an excuse or if it's legitimate, but it seems like the stability of Blab, and since that's where I record, the stability of Blab isn't quite there yet to produce a good podcast. But do you?
Yes, I do. And It's true that lately it has been getting worse. It's probably getting worse before it gets better. It kind of leapfrogs. So there have been some months that were golden for a while where everything went well and it was the best platform to be on for live streaming. But lately it's been tough. I kept thinking it was my equipment for a long time, and was so close to buying a whole new computer, but then noticing that everybody else is having problems. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to wait. But to get back to your question, so when I started out to have a podcast. So I record and then I upload to YouTube, and then I put it up on iTunes and all of that. And I've been doing that for a while. Kind of got so into Blab and how great it was that I didn't really always keep up on the other end of it. But it's so simple to do that when I've got a good show. And that's why I call it 10 minutes in Tinseltown, because the podcast on iTunes is only 10 minutes. So I take a snippet.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I take a snippet. I'm like, here's 10 minutes. If you want to listen to more, go to YouTube or go to my website.
I love it.
I don't have a ton of following because, like anything, like you said, I'm focusing here. So I don't have put the energy behind it. But the reason I ask is because there is a group on Facebook called She Podcasts. And it's all female podcasters, and many of them are live streamers too. And so I see, and I was also in SoCal Lady Bloggers, which is a group of bloggers and writers from Southern California. That was my first introduction to blogging and writing. And so having that female group is such a strong connector. It is like solidarity, it's sisterhood, it's support. Women can be very cutthroat, competitive. But if you find a group that's honestly supportive and is just as happy to see you succeed as, you know, you are to see them succeed, then that's gold. And that's really incredible. And I hope that is something that you do for live streaming, because I would love to be, I'm a joiner when it comes to that. I don't have the energy to lead a group like of women. I'd rather lead a group of kids or teenagers or something and minister, you know, and then I could just walk away. But it's a lot of, I don't know what to call it. There isn't a word for it. I don't think.
Energy? A lot of energy?
But no, like, it's like parenting, but pure parenting. You know what I mean? It's like
nurturing, maybe?
Yeah, it's nurturing without being bossy, but it's leading without, you know, there's a lot of nuances. But
mentoring? Is it mentoring?
Definitely going to be mentoring. And I do, you know, I have participated in ladies groups in that way. And, but also with the openness that when you're mentoring someone, you're also learning. And so, you know, it can be really amazing. I'm so excited. I want to hear more. So tell me more. When you start is this Thursday, this week is the beginning?
Yes.
What an amazing week. You know, I don't know if you know Donnie Glenn, she's at Grammy's Art. She's in here.
Yes.
I was on her show earlier today. It was her first show.
Oh, congratulations. That is awesome. Yeah. Great job. How'd it go?
I think it went fantastic. I want to call her Grammy. She goes by Grammy. What did you think? She said it was brilliant.
Awesome.
Yeah. So do you remember your first show, Jenny?
Yes, my first show on here. I do. I took my friend / business partner, because he had written a book. I said, "You're my first show." He said, "Okay." So we did it, and I think it went well. I didn't have any. I was using my laptop with the built-in mic, and I had no lighting, so it's definitely nothing to reuse. But I did it, you know, and he did a great job, and he sold some books, so it went well. Nice. And I actually still remember some of the people that came on the show that I met. You know, we made friends, so it was cool. I want to tell you what he said to me when I told him what I was going to do. He said, a year from now, and I joke him about it now, but he said, a year from now, he said, I can't believe all the time you're putting into this. A year from now, you're either going to be the biggest genius or the biggest fool. And I said, you know what? It's going to be neither of those. And here's why. I said, first of all, I'm having fun. Second, I'm making relationships, genuine, real friendship relationships. So tell me what in that is bad. Like, that's never going to go in the category of biggest fool, you know, but he's all business, which is why we work well together, you know, but he's like all business. And I'm all like, no. Yeah.
Well,
but now he's singing a different tune.
That's good. I enjoy doing it. And I was telling Donnie earlier today that I think that's the difference for me. All the things that I do because I love doing them. I enjoy doing them. But you know, meeting people is something that I love to do. And I didn't feel that way through blogging and writing on my blog as much. I didn't connect with the following. It was the people that I met at conferences, at, you know, things that I really connected with. And so this has been an extension of that, which has really been great for me.
Were you able to make it to either San Francisco or New York for the summit?
No, I was hoping to be able to go that weekend. My son lives he moved back since then, but he was living in San Francisco and going to school there. So I thought, I'll visit him and hang out with everybody and have some drinks and stuff. But
it didn't happen. You'll love it when you go. When you can make it to one, it's super fun.
It's really neat. Now, what do you think about how people have become personalities through live streaming that are like in the live streaming world, they're like superstars. But then if you really step away and there's so many people, there's more people who don't know about live streaming than who do. They're really, they don't, you know what I mean?
I totally know what you mean. And what I'm finding is that's true of every single industry. So this is what surprised me the most when I started, because my business is social media, right? And so I have people that I've followed for years in social media that were just like, oh my gosh, they're so amazing. So I'd reach out to them. Hey, you know, I'm starting this new show. Will you be in my show? They would say yes. I would be jumping up and down screaming. And I'd tell my husband, or I'd tell my friend who's a CPA, or I'd tell my business partner, and they'd go, who's that? I'm like, what? How can you not know the person? I've been reading their stuff every day for the last 4 years, you know? And so it's every industry.
knows who they are.
Yeah. So it's every industry, you know, we just all have our group, you know, so what that does though, is it makes me realize the gravity of a household name. It's like, okay, they've put some serious work into this. How did they get there? You know, like, I just think about that, like the true celebrities. That's crazy.
It's really interesting to watch people as they transform or transition into that. Like, what's his name? The guy who wrote Hamilton and The Heights.
I don't know who you're.
No, I can't remember his whole name right now, and I'm hearing the echo, so it's coming down a little bit. But the guy who wrote Hamilton, yeah, I'm going to refresh again. Or wait, I don't know what I'm going to do. What should I do? Refresh? Yes. There's no other thing I can do. All right, I'll be right back.
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
And we're back live. Back recording. So, this has really been fun coming in and out, but and talking about Blab. But let's talk about other things. Like what are you? Hold on, I've got somebody trying to come in. This is an interview with Jennifer Quinn, Jenny Q from the Daily Q Show, and I'm Melissa Reyes. This is Tinseltown Tonight. And I want to thank everybody for being here, and thanks for putting up with us and our technical difficulties. Where's my technical difficulties sign? I should have put this up before, but so sorry. Yeah, Mayor, thank you. You probably recognize that from Meerkat days. So I love Jenny Q too. So Jenny, tell me just a little bit about what you like to do when you're not on Blab and when you're not working with your business partner, when you're not doing all that stuff. What do you just like to do at home? What are your favorite pastimes?
Well, I just started Pilates last week. So I'm really excited about that because I used to run, but I haven't run for so long, and I wanted to start doing something that would really require exertion, but it takes so long to get into shape to run. You know, at least for me it does. And so what?
That's like going up the stairs.
Yeah. So I went to Pilates and I loved it because it is a dynamic exercise. So it's, you know, it's constant. Like where yoga, I get kind of bored with holding poses. But then it requires so much physically, and you can do it at any level. And so I found a class where there's machines, and it just really is a fit for me. So I'm excited about that. I just picked up, my husband got me a piano for Christmas because I used to play piano and teach piano. And I was like, I really would love to play again. There was just something in me that was just like, I just need to play. And Donnie will get that because she's all about creative. So I said, you know, so he got me a piano. And so I was surprised how much I was able to pick back up. I mean, I'm certainly not at performance level by any means, but it feels so good to do that. I love to karaoke. I love to go for walks and bike rides by the river in Boise. We've got this gorgeous green belt down by the river. And what else do I like to do? I say that I like to read, and I do like to read. I just don't finish any books. I start a lot of books.
Well, that's nice. What kind of books do you like to start?
They're almost always business or self-development. Yeah. And then of course, Snapchat. I'm pretty addicted to Snapchat.
Yeah.
And I like all social media. I just like meeting people and, you know. Oh, another one of my latest addictions is Nurse Jackie on Netflix.
Is it good? Should I watch it? I've never seen it. It's good.
You should watch it. And the cool thing about it is the episodes are short. So you can watch one episode if that's all the time you have, you know, you can get your fix. I like it.
What is it about?
So it's about a nurse named Jackie. and she is addicted to painkillers, but she hides it really well.
Uh-huh.
And it goes through that journey of her, and it's like she's the kind of person that you can tell she's just such a good person and a good heart, and then she does stuff that you just want to hate her for it, you know. And I don't want to give it away, but I mean, yeah. And the acting is brilliant.
Okay, I'll check it out. Nobody's ever recommended it to me before, but that sounds pretty good.
So it's on Netflix, and I would have never, ever gotten it. But my sister-in-law sent me a text and said, you've got to start watching this. And then like 3 days later, she said, have you started watching it yet? I'm like, no, I'm busy. Who has time for TV? And then she kept sending me text messages. I'm like, fine, I'll watch it just for you. But no, I love it.
Is there anything else that you like to binge watch? Like that you whole thing of? Like for us, it was we started out, the first time I ever binge watched a whole series was The West Wing. We watched it twice, all the way through. It was awesome.
Wow, I've never seen that.
The West Wing?
No.
Oh my gosh, I think I know all of my political history from the West Wing. It's really good. And then it's very dramatic and it's really good. And I never thought I would like a show like that. And then it was Breaking Bad and a couple other ones. But yeah, it's fun. It's a really neat way to watch shows because you can spend a weekend and kind of catch up on a season. Yeah. And when it ends, you don't have to wait a week. You can just stay up.
Exactly. I know. I've done that with Scandal.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I love that. Well, yeah. And I like the HBO ones or whatever they are. The like Orange is the New Black and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I started that. I never got very far on that one.
It's good. So let's see. What other, tell me more about your creative, we're talking a lot about creativity and your creative background and I know you like to write poetry. Are you still doing that?
No.
No?
No, and it's not that I'm opposed to it. I just haven't been there. I was going through something in my personal life, and the poems would come to me as I was falling asleep, and it was just the way to get it out. You know, I'd be like, oh, I've got to wake up and hurry and write that down, you know? And so, you know, that tends to happen when you go through stuff.
I was there. I went through stuff and I wrote about, and I was very passionate for a while about the poetry. Yeah. I went through a phase where I had to do, like, I wanted to do my poetry live, like reading, like on stage.
Ooh, yeah.
I did it. It's on YouTube. It was a great experience. It was one of those things that just really had to do to get over fear of, you know, speaking in public. And now I can do it, you know, without any problem, especially with Blab. But yeah, it was really interesting. But you never wanted to do that? Open mic like that?
No, that scares me to death.
But you do.
That scares me to death. Poetry slam. Oh, no, I don't want to improv. No. Poetry slam or improv. No. No.
Okay.
I'll sing karaoke. Put words up there and I know exactly what's coming.
Okay. Well, I at least I give you credit for at least being able to sing because I can't do karaoke. I would have to have a lot.
There's a huge difference, Melissa, between being a singer and being a karaokeer. I'm a karaokeer.
I can't even.
Just want to be clear on that.
Well, there's one song I could do, "Zombie" by the Cranberries, like karaoke.
How does that go? You should sing for us right now. How does that go?
You do not want to hear that.
We do want to hear you sing.
You can Google it and you'll hear it, and it'll sound just like how I sound. So no, it's not a boasting thing that I say that I do sing that. But tell me, what is it's a great song. What's your favorite karaoke song? What's your go-to song?
So I have a couple that I like to throw new ones in there every once in a while. But if there's somebody who can hang with me and do a duet, I love doing Meatloaf's Paradise by the Dashboard Light. Do you know that one? Go Google that one.
Okay.
It's so long. It's so long. And, but that's one. And then if not, then I like Meredith Brooks' Bitch.
Okay. That's a good one.
That one, right?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Marty.
And then pretty much anything Shania Twain and Let's Give Him Something to Talk About by Bonnie Raitt.
Okay.
Another one that
you're a country girl. A beating cup.
Not really. That's the crazy thing. Like, I don't listen to country, but when I sing, I guess I pick a lot of country songs.
Well, that's cool. So if you had a song that was your theme song for your life, what would it be?
Seriously? Because I was just talking about this. Did you hear me talk about that?
No.
That's so cool. So when we were having technical problems, and then you had to go reboot, and I was kind of trying to talk to people to fill the time. I told them that. So this is the song when I was, first of all, I need to say I was raised by a mother who loved Broadway musicals.
Okay.
And so through junior high and high school, I performed, and elementary school, I was always performing, whether it was just in concerts or musicals or whatever. But when I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I would sing this song, I would use it for auditions all through junior high and high school. And just the other night, my husband and I were sitting there, and I was just like, you know what I feel like right now? I feel like this song is my life right now. So it's Don't Rain on My Parade. From Funny Girl. But I used to sing that song. Can you imagine? I was thinking, I wish I had a video of a little 8-year-old me singing, Don't tell me not to live, just sit and putter, right? It's like, that had to be so hilarious with actions and everything, Oh
my gosh, I can picture it. I can picture little Jennifer on stage singing that. That's a great song. And so does that do it for you? That's like your
it really does.
Song?
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
What advice would you give somebody who's just trying to find their way in business, or a woman in live streaming? What's your best advice for someone to do what you're doing?
To do what I'm doing?
Yeah, just to be a successful person in business and to go out and get what they want. Because you seem to me like someone who goes out and gets what she wants.
So if that's what someone wants to do, I'm not saying that's the right path for everyone, but if somebody wants to just go out and get what they want, then don't worry about what other people think, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Because with live streaming, with anything, with your first sales presentation, with your your first time going to a new class, right? You're going to make mistakes. That's part of it. That is just part of it. And if you're hung up on doing it perfectly from the beginning, you will never take that first step. So, and it's like what I said earlier, Dave Shrine said your first 100 scopes are going to suck. So whatever your first equivalent of 100 scopes in whatever you're about to do, just know it's going to suck, and that's okay. Can you take from that first experience and the second experience and the third experience, can you take anything from that and learn from it? And what I like to ask myself after every time I do something, whether it's a Blab or a Periscope or a business presentation, and I ask myself, but then if I can get feedback from others, I really appreciate it. And that is, what went well? So always start with what went well, and give yourself a pat on the back. What went well? If the only thing that went well is that you actually did it, that is a win. That is an absolute win. And then, so you'd make a list of what went well, and then you say, what could have gone better? Right? You don't ask yourself what went wrong, because nothing went wrong. Sometimes things can go better. But the fact that you're doing it and you're putting yourself out there, then, ask yourself what can go better next time. An example of this, I was just a guest on a podcast last Friday night. They were in Australia, so it was Saturday for them. Yeah. And when I listened back, believe me, I was tempted to beat myself up over the errors that I made. I said a lot. I had never realized that I had said a lot. So the temptation was, that was such a bad interview because I, said so many times. But instead what I did, I turned it around. I said, I had great content. I liked my answers. That's what went well. What could have gone better was reduce the ums. And so even now with you today, I've been very conscious about saying, and when I catch myself saying, I just go, there it was, but it's not going to stop me. And then I just try not to say it again.
Yeah. That's a great example, the way you sum that up in that way. But the advice is really brilliant. And, you know, we all do make mistakes, and we've got to keep trying. And I don't know.
Now you're going to notice yourself saying it.
You just got to be yourself. And like for me, I might say a lot. If you don't like it, you know, there's other shows.
I 100% agree. Be yourself. And if you are okay with saying, keep saying it. I didn't like the way it sounded on a podcast. I had a couple other people listen to it. They didn't even notice the ums.
That's the thing. And then they're going to be the Toastmasters who were like counting the ums, you know? And so I could do that if I wanted to. But, you know, but that's not the point. The point is that for you to take what you felt is great, what you could do better.
And Melissa, and that's just it, right? The people who are counting the ums aren't out there making it happen.
Sorry, you're right that they're not. So, let's see. I feel like it's been a long hour because that first part was so hard to get started. And I don't want to keep you too long, but we are coming up on the hour. So tell me and put in the side where we can find you. And I will put aside that if you go to MsMeliz.com, you have all of the links to follow Jennifer Quinn everywhere. And
thank you for that. That was such a cool blog post.
Thank you. You can get her download from for live streaming guide. You can connect with her on her website and on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, I think, and just about everywhere. And you want to check out the new show, which is Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific time, and it's called
Ladies Who Live Stream.
Ladies Who Live Stream. So, but it's not just for ladies, and men should come and check it out, you know, because I'm sure.
So men should come, and we also will be having men as guests on our show too, because, you know, the issues that affect women affect all of us. So we'll get male input too.
Cool. And so are you co-hosting this with Candy? Is it her name, Candy? Miss Candy Blog?
Miss Candy Blog. Miss Candy Blog, yeah.
Is that big candy on her head?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yes. I like how she says that. Yes. So that'll be great. I'm looking forward to seeing that. And is there anything else that you want to share that we can find you? Any new projects that you're going to be doing besides that?
Nope. That's perfect. And you've got everything in your blog post. I loved that blog post. It was really so cool to see that. And thank you, Melissa, for having me on your show. Thank you so much. It was so nice visiting with you.
You're welcome. Do you have any questions for me before we go?
Where do you work during the day? Where's your full-time job?
I work in a campus ministry office at a private middle school. And so I have, I do like retreats, and my boss is also the religious education department chair. So it's a lot of meetings and a lot of hospitality, and I've got little young kids, middle school kids. So a lot of creativity activities.
How cool is that?
It's fun. I moderate the movie club, and I have an art group that I do, and I don't know. It's new. I've only been doing that for a few months. I've been at the school for 11 years, but I've only been doing this job for a few months. So it's been a lot of fun, a lot of energy, and that's my full-time job. I work at the school where my kids attend. My youngest is a sophomore.
Oh, very cool.
So in a few years, when my youngest son graduates, my two older ones went all the way through from 6th to 12th grade already. And they're in college, but when my youngest one graduates, I'm not sure whether I'll stay on or not. So my plan is to do speaking at conferences and writing. I have one book. I'm going to write another book this year, and life coaching, consulting, and live streaming. So
you do a ton of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and my art. I've been doing my mandala art. So like I draw these
that's
things.
beautiful.
Thank you. And then I pop them on Redbubble, so you could get like a mug or a print or a pillowcase with my art on it.
How cool!
Yeah. So I'm busy. But I was one of those moms who did all the, like, I was the team mom. I was always having the team parties and, 3 boys, within 5 years. So it was a lot of sports, a lot of activities. And once they grew up out of that stuff, I just stayed really busy. So that's what I do.
Very cool. Well, I'm so excited. I'm so glad we connected on Twitter a couple years ago, and then.
So I'm going to do a follow-up with this. The replay will be actually downloaded to YouTube, and then I put that back onto my blog, and the same link will get you there, and I'm going to add to it a little bit more about that backstory about the list that you had.
Okay, cool.
So don't go removing that list, because people
I'm not going to remove it.
I think that was awesome. So if everybody here will know that when I first asked Jenny if she would be on my show, it was before Blab. I was doing it on Spreecast. Okay, so Spreecast was similar to this, not as good, but and then before that it was, I don't know, Big Marker, some webinar place. And so anyway, I asked her if she would be a guest on my show, and I told her about it, and she started a list on Twitter. So she was doing lists way back then, and about anybody who had been on my show, she wanted to kind of watch it, I guess, to see what it was about. And so there were like 6 or 7 people on that list.
Evidently, that was a shiny object for me because I didn't keep it up. So,
but it planted a seed, didn't it? Because look at you now.
I know, evidently.
Yeah, little something back there, and that's it's so important because we make impressions on people along the way, and you connect with people, and maybe it doesn't work out for whatever reason at the time, but sometime that comes back, and you're one of those people, and that is why you're here on Tinseltown tonight, because you are a superstar. You're a total star. We love you. I'm so glad that you're here, and thank you for being here. Really
Thank you, Melissa. That really means a lot. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And here are some hugs and kisses for you. I'm waiting from Sandra Santorino to have my props. So there you go. So thank you, everybody, for being on Tinseltown tonight, and we'll see you all soon.
Thank you guys so much for joining. See you.
Night. All right.